Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday. We are ready for the weekend, and I just wanted to say thank you. I have reached 800 readers on the Behind the Street newsletter, which is a financial newsletter I write every single week for everybody. So I just wanted to say thank you. And if you scan the QR code on your screen, it'll take you to the Behind the Street newsletter where you can sign up, and I will send you that financial newsletter for free every single week. And we just crossed 800 readers. So I just wanted to say thank you all very much. But more importantly, tonight we're going to be talking about a very, very important topic. We're going to be talking about is founded by Puerto Rican billionaire Orlando Bravo. So we'll be talking about that and more tonight on the stream. And we'll be talking about why Thoma Bravo and Orlando Bravo, which is the founder of that private equity company, usually only invests or exclusively invests in software companies. We're going to do a deep dive into why. So if you type !Bravo, B-R-A-V-O, in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to a Bloomberg interview exclusive with the CEO, Orlando Bravo, of Thoma Bravo. And we'll be discussing some valuation metrics about how private equity firms, investment banks evaluate software companies on the street. So Vinny Castellanos says happy Friday. Good happy Friday. Tom, what's up, Vinny Castellano? Sunshine After Rain, very good to see you. Josie, Sally, Allie's here, says hey Tom and everybody. Good to see you, Allie. Well, happy Good Friday and Easter to everybody. I hope you had a good start to the weekend. Corey says thanks for your work. Thank you, Corey. Joey is here. Josie is here. Welcome, Josie. Cynthia Martinez. Good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. The Investigator says walks in Wall Street. Hello, my friend. I hope everybody is having a good Friday. Michelle K says good evening, Tom and everybody. Good to see you, Michelle. Hope you're doing good. So I think if you have time this weekend, I know it's a holiday weekend, but if you have time, check out that Bloomberg interview about private equity firm Thoma Bravo. And the reason why I really wanted to highlight this particular private equity firm is because they specialize exclusively in enterprise software. And I actually had the pleasure of meeting the creator and founder of Thoma Bravo, billionaire, at the Bitcoin 2022 conference, where I actually was able to listen to his keynote speech alongside Marcelo, which was the former CEO of SoftBank and my former boss. So we'll talk about why he thinks that software is eating the world, why it's going to continue to eat the world, and why traditional businesses will start to adopt an as-a-service or subscription-based monthly reoccurring revenue model. Hey, Ramos is here, says hello from Brazil. Good to see you. Ibrahim Azam. What's up, Ibrahim? Good to see you, my friend. Sanjib says, hey, Tom, how are you? I'm doing really well. Sunshine After Rain says, happy Good Friday. Always good to see you, Sunshine After Rain. Ibrahim Azam, our moderator from the one and only California. So we're going to be walking around downtown Miami for about an hour tonight. I did get off at the Omni Center. Again, I always tend to get off at the Omni when I really should get outside of the 1000 Museum. There's so much construction over here that I usually really don't like walking. War Walker, good to see you, my friend. War Walker from the 305. It was a very rainy day today in Miami, but it has since stopped, and I think we're set it up for a good weekend. Samantha R says, hey, Tom and everybody, how are you? Good to see you, Samantha R. Tiago is here. Says, hey, Tom, good to see you. Welcome. Hope you're doing well, Tiago, and happy weekend to all. Samantha R is here. Good to see you, Samantha. Hope you're well. So War Walker is a Miami native. So War Walker, what is this? Is this the Opera House? We always walk past it, but I've actually never been in here. Hey, I see Humane is here. Good to see you. This is happy weekend, Tom. GGMYC. This is good Friday evening, everybody, and happy Passover. Likewise. So let's try to cross the street here. This is probably one of the worst intersections in Miami. I see Vinny Castellano is my good friend from the one and only Staten Island. Good to see you, Vinny Castellano. Hope you're doing well. Latha says hello, Tom, and everybody in the chat. Good to see you, Latha. Just give us 1 second here, guys. I want to make sure we're crossing this street. War Walker says the opera used to be a Sears back in the day. Did it really? That's insane. So in other news, I guess we'll get right into the topic. In other news, obviously we talked yesterday a little bit about the potential Elon Musk takeover of Twitter. But essentially what has happened now is a lot of the Twitter executives, or I should say the board, has decided to dilute the shares so Elon Musk does not have enough power to actually acquire the company. Now, Thoma Bravo, which is a exclusively enterprise software private equity firm where they only invest in enterprise software companies, the rumor on the street is they're actually probably going to make a bid at Twitter now. So here's what I would like to see, and here's what I think that would actually potentially be a good thing where we can get the deal done. I think if Elon Musk partners up with somebody else with a lot of money, i.e. Thoma Bravo and Orlando Bravo, I think they could get a reasonable deal done together. But as we talked about yesterday, it seems that this whole Twitter takeover is not really about business as I sort of forecasted, and it's really going to be about two things. Number one, it's really going to be about ego, and number two, it's going to be about politics. And I was scrolling through Twitter today because I think Twitter is probably the most underrated social media site just because of the access to the amount of people, very notable people. And all of the politicians, both Democrat and Republican, were giving their 2 cents on this deal. Which is really strange because deals happen all the time. But I think the main reason why both Democrats and Republicans are giving their 2 cents in relation to Twitter is because I believe that whoever controls the media really will drive the political narrative. And we saw the same thing that happened with Donald Trump, right? I think you could pretty much conclusively say that Donald Trump was so popular on Twitter, drove so much engagement, both for and against him, that attention, I think, let alone made him the president of the United States. Now that's up for debate, but that's what I personally think. I'm not going to say whether I think that's good or not, but the point is, there's deals and takeovers every single day that are in the works, and very seldom the politicians ever comment on it. But this is the only time where senators, I think we're actually going to hear from the president's office about it. This is the only time where they're getting involved in putting their 2 cents and saying, we don't want a billionaire owning a media platform. Man, it's so windy out today again. War Walker, good to see you. Humane says, yeah, there's a twist today. There was. Alan Wilson is here. Good to see you, Alan. Says, good evening, everybody. Yeah, Humane says it's good to pay attention when you cross the street. The thing about that intersection, it is horrible. And I always tend to get off at that same stop for whatever reason. Yeah, Jared Kobe says Thoma Bravo is a giant. So Jared, if you type !Bravo in the chat, I was rewatching an interesting interview with Bloomberg where they actually sat down with the founder of Thoma Bravo, which is Orlando Bravo. And I think it's going to be very noteworthy to watch if you have time, especially for those of you in the chat who really don't understand sort of the mechanics of an enterprise software business and why they tend to trade at such premium valuations. And I think one of the main reasons for that is because Wall Street, the number one thing that institutional investors want is very, very predictable cash flows. So here's what I mean by that, and very predictable revenues and very predictable earnings. So if 9 times out of 10, at least nowadays, if you have an enterprise software company, it's probably going to run on a reoccurring revenue basis, either MRR or ARR. And MRR is monthly reoccurring revenue, and ARR is annually reoccurring revenue. So these are very predictable metrics for Wall Street to essentially plug into a spreadsheet and spit out a valuation metric. So, and we talk about this all the time, and this is one of the main reasons why I didn't go into investment banking and went into enterprise tech and enterprise software sales. It's because it's very lucrative. So not only can you just predict the churn ratio on a lot of these companies, and if you have an extremely, extremely low churn ratio, man, I can't even think with this wind. This wind is like 90 miles an hour. If you have an extremely low churn ratio on your enterprise software product, it's very easy to build that valuation metric, because if you acquire 15 to 100 new customers a quarter and only 15% of those customers are churning, well, that's going to be a pretty strong base over time. Hey, Bowser in Video Game is here. Says, hey, Tom, good to see you. Ruby Falcone, my friend, good to see you, Ruby. Samantha R is here. Welcome. Lewis says, hey, everybody, and good evening, Tom. Good to see you, Lewis. We are here outside of the Metro Mover station on Northeast 2nd Avenue. Hope you're doing good. Jared Covey, yeah, check out that interview. I think you're going to get a really good idea of how a traditional private equity firm works. But let's try to cross the street here and head over to the Paramount building. James says, Tom, how do you not have over 1K every stream yet? You stream so much. I'm not too sure. But good to see you. Layda, good to see you. Layda says, Siri says it's 70 degrees with a chance of rain. So it was raining pretty much all day today in Miami. It was raining pretty much all day. But it did clear up. And supposedly the weekend is going to be not bad. I guess we'll see. So now we are looking at the Paramount building here. I'm not sure what it says. Can anybody make that out? Maybe we can make it out on the stream. Man, this building looks amazing with the clouds in the background. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you guys think about the potential of Thoma Bravo teaming up with Elon Musk to acquire Twitter? Now, I'm not sure if they're going to team up or not. But before I sort of logged off the Bloomberg for the day, I saw that come across the terminal, where Thoma Bravo is going to potentially put in a bid for Twitter. Hey, the ABX girl is here. Says, hey, Penelope is here. Good to see you, Penelope. Penelope is joining us from Tennessee, and I see the one and only Chris Beeman. Good to see you, Chris, and I hope you have a great holiday weekend. So this is the main entrance to 1000 Museum here in downtown Miami. I'll give you guys a shot of the top of the tower. guys could hear the wind noise, because I do have the wind mic on. But just to give you guys some perspective of how crazy windy it is, if you look at the poles, they're even shaking by themselves. Games as I could care less if they buy Twitter. I find it more funny than anything else. Yeah, I think you have a good point. Yeah, Ranger One says I dumped Twitter when they dumped Trump. Well, I think that's one of the main things that sparked the controversy, right? Is deplatforming people based upon what they say. So supposedly Elon Musk's fundamental reason for trying to take over Twitter is essentially he wants to improve the platform that improves free speech. So essentially, this has become one of the only sort of deals that I've seen where it's turned totally political. A lot of senators and people that are running for Congress are making crazy statements about Elon Musk, saying that he's this evil billionaire that just wants to buy a media company for control. But nobody really said these things when Mark Benioff, which is the CEO of Salesforce, when he bought Time magazine. Does anybody remember that? So if we think about all the billionaires who own major media outlets, I mean, the number one person that I think of is Mark Benioff, where he purchased Time magazine. And I think number two would have to be Jeff Bezos, right, with the Washington Post. So could this just be a trend of billionaires wanting to gain control over the media? Or do you think Elon Musk's heart is in the right place? Dennis Henry says Twitter made it political when it started selectively censoring views it didn't agree with. Yeah, there has been definitely reports of that. There definitely has been reports of that. Ruby Falcone, it's good to see you. Powerbox is hi from Romania. Welcome everybody from Romania. Hope you're doing well. Curse Moonflowers is censorship will be their downfall. Weather Blazing is here. Good to see you. Judy D, what's up? Welcome, Judy D. Jared Covey says Thoma Bravo has an office at 830 Brickell. You know, I did hear that. You know, that is, if I were to go into finance and work traditionally in finance, I think that's probably the only company that I would ever work at, because they are very targeted towards enterprise software. They don't do any deals. No other private equity deals do they do but software, and I think it's a really good focus. And in that Bloomberg interview that I dropped the link to all of you, for all of you, I think the biggest thing is Orlando Bravo says not only is software eating the world and it's going to continue to eat the world. Oh, I think this is a soccer field here. But he says not only is it is the most predictable business model in the history of the world. Especially ever since Salesforce, which is Mark Benioff's company, essentially pioneered SaaS, a SaaS model, which is a software as a service, so reoccurring revenue model. And essentially that can scale exponentially. So if you have exponential ability to scale, and there's really no hardware, right? You're not engineering anything, but virtually, your profit margins are going to be insane. Sometimes you could have 90% plus gross margins on a particular product. Hey, Quinn is here. Good to see us. Says it's the billionaires that are the problem, Tom. Interesting. Andreas says good evening, Tom. Good to see you, Andreas. Hope everybody's doing well. We're finally out of the wind. Brian says, I think you know, the biggest thing about Twitter, I think, is it seems like Jack Dorsey made a very, very quick exit. And that piques my interest a lot. I'm very, very curious about that, because if you think about it, Twitter is essentially Jack Dorsey's bread and butter. And for him to just go out like that and say, yeah, I want to step down and pursue other opportunities, it kind of gets me to believe that he was sort of expecting something. Let me know your thoughts on that. I mean, I think Jack Dorsey saw the writing on the wall that Twitter was going downhill. And not to sound like I'm biased on this, I actually think Twitter is the best social media platform out there for knowledge and learning things. Just the amount of reach and the amount of people that you can connect with directly on Twitter is unmatched from any other social media platform. Here's the problem. Twitter has done an egregious job, really, really horrible job at monetization. I mean, really, really bad. And that has been really, really negative for shareholders. If you pull up a chart of Twitter stock, it's gone sideways for the past 9 years. There's been no capital appreciation to Twitter at all because they do a horrendous job of monetizing the platform. Hey, Alfonso Gonzalez, this channel is good, fine, very original. Thank you, Alfonso Gonzalez, for being here. Yeah, Jared Covey says, yes, Jack leaving is sus. And he did it so abruptly, right? He did it so abruptly. And, he claims that he just wants to focus on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency ventures. But, I mean, I think if Twitter was really rocking on all cylinders and very, very profitable company and wasn't so controversial, I probably think Jack. But that is just my view. And it's funny how all of these things are cascading, all these problems are just showing its face now that Jack has left. Very intriguing. But Chris Beeman, thank you for joining tonight. I hope you're doing well. Any plans for Easter? Any plans for Easter Sunday? Dennis Henry says maybe he saw the government oversight coming. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think he was just getting so much heat from the board of directors at Twitter because they cannot monetize the platform. I'm not sure if anybody uses Twitter here. I think that's probably the one social media platform I actually use the most, mainly because I think it's a great networking place. But if you think about it, there's really no ads ever. There's really no ads ever on Twitter. There may be like one or two. But it's not like Instagram where in a photo you could drop a link to purchase different products and services. With Twitter, there's none of that. And, at any software company or any tech company that you go at, the number one thing that you want to try to do is grow users as fast as you can, is gain adoption as fast as you can, and that's fine. But at some point, you need to monetize that audience somehow. Facebook, or now Meta, did a great job of doing that, which then they acquired Instagram, which they did a phenomenal job of doing that. But Twitter seems to be that one social network that has a very, very hard time of monetizing his viewers or monetizing his platform. Hey, RJ, this is Olaf from Colorado, Tom. Good to see you, RJ, and happy Friday to you. RJ says, hope you have a nice holiday and a kind Passover and Easter. Thank you. Likewise, and same to you. NMB045 says, monetization not very good with Twitter because Twitter doesn't attract all masses of people like YouTube and Facebook. So that's actually a good point, NMB045. But I will say this. From my experience, Twitter seems to be a better platform for, I don't know how to explain it, like financial and more like work related. I know there's a lot of garbage on Twitter, but if anybody hangs out around financial Twitter, there's actually some of the best hedge fund managers, some of the best money managers on that platform, some of the best software guys and enterprise tech guys in the world that are on that platform, networking and talking. So if they could find a way to monetize, the average ticket price, or the ARPU, is probably going to be massive on Twitter. That's just my only thought there. Gregory says Facebook did a good job with that. Indeed they did. Good to see you, Gregory. Rich says happy Easter from Wisconsin. Welcome, Rich. Always good to see you. Dennis Henry This lack of ads is something I like about Twitter. Yeah, I mean, so that's something I like about it as well. But then again, if you think about something like Instagram, if you scroll through Instagram, you really don't notice, at least for me, I don't really notice if I'm getting shown an ad or not, right? They do a very good job of integrating that very well with your content. So if you're a person that has an interest in home goods or design and remodeling of your house or something like that, the algorithm will feed you those specific posts, but a lot of those posts are embedded with links to buy different products and services. And I think Twitter has done a horrible job with that. And look, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about turning Twitter into a platform where it's a subscription basis, where if you want to use the platform, you have to pay like $2 or $3 a month. I think that they would lose all of their users immediately. What I think they should do is just code or build another segment of Twitter and almost like sort of carbon copy what they do with Instagram with a lot of their more photos, more videos. Because if you look at the data and you look at the statistics, engagement is more on video and photos and infographics. And Twitter is mainly text. Twitter is mainly text, so it's going to be hard to get a conversion on an advertisement that's predominantly made up of text. Yo, Al Baker's here. What's up, man? Good to see you, Al Baker. Dutchman says Vanguard announced on April 8th they now own 10.3% of Twitter. Oh, and happy Easter, Tom. Thank you, Dutchman. Appreciate it. Aussie says happy Easter from Australia. Good to see you. You know, since it's so windy tonight, we may take the Metro Mover to our destination. We'll have to see. Let me know if you guys want us to jump on the Metro Mover. It is quite windy out. Hemp Lord is here. Says, hey everybody, good to see you. Hemp Lord. Jamie Price says, happy Good Friday, Tom. Good to see you, Jamie. Hope you're well. Edson says, hi, Tom. What's up, Edson? It's good to see you again. TJM says, I left Twitter because they block free speech. Good to see you, TJM. Ibrahim Azam says, I don't know anyone would pay to use Twitter. Yeah, that's sort of my thought process too. And essentially something that's called the conversion rate. So let's say if you are building like a software platform and you make it free for everybody, what you have to do, hold on, I gotta put on my mask because this guy's gonna yell at me. If you build a software, you build a product, and you make it free, and you grow to, let's say, 1 million users, right? So let's say if you build a software, or you build whatever, it could be any sort of product, and you make it free for everybody, and let's say you go to 1 million people are using it now. Well, if you want to go to charge, you're probably going to experience a lot of churn, which is people that would just abandon the platform because they don't see the value in it. So if you grow a platform to 1 million users or 1 million subscribers and you build some sort of SaaS product and you make it free, a very good conversion rate, I think, is probably going to be around 5%. And it may seem low, but that's actually probably pretty good. And I think that's what Twitter is worried about. And the thing that makes Twitter good and what makes Twitter great and interesting is you have a lot of people and the barrier to entry is really low. I mean, Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg were thinking about doing the same exact thing in 2013. They were actually thinking about charging to use Facebook, but Facebook has done a very good job of monetizing with advertisements. Hey, Judy D is here. Says the view will be great. Good to see you, Judy. So here we have the Metro Mover station. Mr. Fine Art says the Mover is like our subway. Good to see ya. Hey, Yes Forever 18 says I think many elites realize that controlling a media company is the best way to help them gaining more political power, especially after Donald Trump was banned off of Twitter and Facebook. Yeah, I mean, I think there's an interesting trend in that, right? So 18, to your point, look at Mark Benioff. He bought Time magazine. Does anybody know, he's leaving my mind, I forget the name of the gentleman who owns the Los Angeles Times. Could anybody Google that real quick? So I think there's also another big billionaire that owns the Los Angeles Times. Hey, Mr. Fine Arts, good to see you. Alright, I think the Metro Mover's coming right now. Somebody says, where are we going? I'm not too sure where we're going, to be totally honest. We'll get the next one. There's too many people on this one. I thought it was some other guy who owns the LA Times. Yeah, Arun Z, I think you're right. Passengers, for your safety, stand back on the platform edge. When the train arrives, Samantha R says, this view reminds me of a scene from a Jurassic series I looked at. Yeah, Ibrahim Azam, you're right. Patrick Soon owns the LA Times. So it seems like every single billionaire is trying to acquire a media company. Yes, Forever 18 says the fact that Amazon CEO Jeffrey Bezos and investor Warren Buffett also own a media company. Hey, Arturo Flores says hello, my friend. Good to see you, Arturo. Hope you're well. Man, the wind is insane tonight, guys. So this is the Park West station.
Attention passengers, Miami-Dade County reminds passengers to wear a face covering and maintain social distancing at all times while on vehicles, at stations, and transit stops.
007, good to see you, my friend. This is the owner of the Matrix Only Controls.
We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing Metro Mover.
Lydia's here, she's owner of the LA Times. Yep. So I think we pretty much covered all the media outlets that billionaires own. Jeff Bezos with the Washington Post. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I think the biggest distribution point of media, though, in the world is probably Facebook or Meta. I think you could probably argue that. Maria Cristina says hello from Sao Paulo, Brazil. Welcome. Quinn says it is terribly windy in Wisconsin, also windy and cold. Quinn, it is insane here with the wind, but it's actually very warm. It's like 80 degrees.
For your safety, stand back on the platform edge. Thank you for your cooperation.
But I'll show you guys the Freedom Tower here.
Attention passengers, Miami-Dade County reminds passengers to wear a face covering and maintain social distancing at all times while on vehicles, at stations, and transit stops. Violators may be denied boarding and removed from the transit system. We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing Metro Mover.
Mr. Braden says, who here is a Miami Dolphins fan? I'm not a big football guy.
A train to school board is arriving. Stand back on the
NMB 045 says insane winds today in Montreal too. Is it all North America? I mean, it seems like it. The wind is insane here, for sure.
Attention passengers, Miami-Dade County reminds passengers to wear a face covering and maintain social distancing at all times while on vehicles, at stations, and transit stops.
Lydia says train station is empty.
Violators may be denied boarding
Indeed it
and
is.
removed from the transit system. We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing Metro Mover.
Mr. Braden says, it was windy at my house a little bit in north of Miami. Oh, so you're near probably like Aventura and all that. James Davidson says, hey Tom, and good evening everybody. What's up, James? Welcome. James, we're talking about Thoma Bravo, which is the private equity firm that only specializes in enterprise software companies. And the CEO, Orlando Bravo, is probably going to make a bid for Twitter. Cool weather farmer, good to see you. Hope you're well.
Attention passengers. Miami-Dade County reminds passengers to wear a face covering and maintain social distancing at all times while on vehicles, at stations, and transit stops. Violators may be denied boarding and removed from the transit
I wonder how
system.
frequent these trains come.
We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing
007 says that Miami is like a tropical Japan local.
Downtown is arriving.
Hemp Lord says Bob Johnson is a billionaire who owns major media companies. Interesting. Alright, I think our train is here, everybody. Our train is coming right here. Hey, namaste. It says Twitter is owned by some oil dude in Saudi Arabia that doesn't believe in free speech. I think some of the company is, not all of it, some of the company. So he owns a majority stake in Twitter. Hey Jose, good to see you.
Violators may be denied boarding and removed from the transit system. We appreciate your cooperation and thank you for choosing Metro Mover. Being delayed.
Miss Whiskers, good to see you. Says hello everybody, nice to be here. How you feeling, Tom? I'm feeling good, feeling better. We are going to take the Metro Mover down to the Bowl, the Miami Bowl.
This is Park West Station.
Is the Metro Mover free? It is.
And hold the handrails.
The Metro Mover is
This
free.
train will depart momentarily.
I'll try to give you guys a nice view outside.
College North Station.
Hey, Miss Brown Eyes, good to see you.
Transfer Gear 4. In a loop.
So you should see the Ferris wheel. I'll try to give you a better view. But this is the FTX Arena. And the Ferris wheel at Bayside Marketplace. Hey, Estelle's here. Good to see you, Estelle. Hey, 4U is here. This is wow, Metro Mover is pretty cool. Good to see you, my friend. So we are passing Bayside here. Jonathan C., welcome.
Please hold on. The train is approaching. College North Station. Transfer Gear 4. In a loop.
So War Walker, when should we get off? I think we'll take it 2 more stops. NMB 045. Sometimes I do. I think I probably will this weekend. So check out how clean the Metro Mover is. This is what it looks like on the inside.
This is College North Station.
Hey, Miss Brown Eyes, thank you so much for the donation. Much appreciated.
Clear of the door.
Thank you for the $5 donation.
This train will depart momentarily. The next stop is Wilkie D. Ferguson Jr. Station. Exit here for Brightline.
Good to see you, Miss Brown Eyes. James Davidson says, I wonder how far this train goes. Let's take it 2 stops. Let's take it 2 stops. I would walk the rest of the way, but it's so windy out. It's insanity.
Please hold on. The train is approaching. Ferguson Junior Station. Exit here for right line.
Ooh, this building actually looks really nice. What do you guys think? Should we? We'll take it one more. Might as well. We'll take it one more. Hey, Dutchman's the people mover reminds me of Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Total Recall. Hey, Lynn Marie's is no seats, very smart. Yeah, I think that's why it's so clean. There's only like a couple seats. That's what makes this place so clean. It allows people to keep it moving, I guess.
Ferguson Junior Station. Exit here for right line.
Mr. Whiskers, good to see you. Samantha R says I like riding the Metro Mover.
The next stop is Government Center Station. Transfer here
So I'm not sure if you guys remember the last stream, but Government Center is where we got off last time. This almost feels like riding a skateboard again. Arturo Flores, what do I think is better, SPY or QQQ? Well, it's probably you're going to get less volatility with the S&P 500, but there's a potential to generate more returns with the QQQ because there's more disruptive tech companies.
Please hold on. The train is approaching. Government Center Station.
Hey, the Mighty Bull, good to see you.
Metro Rail.
I think we're probably going to go out of service here in a minute. Cool Weather Farmers, is there a driver? There is not. No driver.
Government Center Station. Transfer here for.
Alfonso says go to Brickell. We may. Maybe we'll take it all the way to the hotel. NMB 045. Good to see you, NMB 045. This is a short campan of your Miami apartment to the elevator street would be epic. Interesting, maybe we'll do that. Sergey is here, good to see you, says hello.
The next stop is 3rd Street Station.
Okay, we're moving again. So this is, well, we're headed to 3rd Street Station. Cool Weather Farmer, thank you for watching. Hey, Collins is good evening from Yellowknife, Canada. Good to see you, Colin. Mighty Bull, thank you so much for the $5 donation, Mighty Bull. Much appreciated. Much appreciated the support. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. The Wells Fargo building from here. Let me know if you guys want us to take it one more. I think we'll take it one more if you guys want. Yeah, ladies, like it's fun to be at the front window. So here's what this station looks like.
This is 3rd Street Station.
Yeah, Colin Wyatt's like this has to be below temperatures. It was actually kind of hot. It was actually kind of hot. It's like 85 degrees tonight. Or today.
The next stop is Next center station. Transfer here for inner loop.
Yeah, Alberta's like, next time rent a Lamborghini, no way.
Please hold on. The train is approaching. Next center station. Transfer here for inner loop. Please hold on. The train is approaching. Next center station. Transfer here for inner loop.
Hey, Marty Lewis is here. Good to see you, Marty.
Platform edge. Thank you for your cooperation.
Marty Lewis, I agree with you. This is slow. I think Twitter is better without any ads.
Platform edge.
I agree, but they need to find a way to monetize, or else their stock price is not doing too well. SME Media.
Transfer here for inner loop. Please stand clear at the door.
Ah, SME Media. I think I saw some of those actually.
Momentarily.
Yeah, like those like 300 people are virtually riding the Metro Mover now. Okay, so now we are behind the Whole Foods, and I think we're about to go over the water now. So we are... Yeah, about to go over the water. So this is through downtown Miami. I think we're about to go through Brickell. Yeah, Marty Lewis is like, I like Facebook, Instagram, they don't clutter their ads. Yeah, they hide it very well. They do hide it very well. Oh, I actually think we have to get off here, because then this is going to take us all the way back. We'll get off here, but we'll get on the other Metro Mover that takes us over the water. We'll do that. I don't want to go all the way back to where we were. Good morning, and thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Okay, yeah, it's good we got off here, everybody, because if you look right here, this is the Intercontinental Hotel. And this would have taken us all the way back to Bayside Marketplace, which we don't want to do. We want to head over to Brickell. So maybe we'll do that on the other side. So we'll head downstairs, but I think once we cross the water, we could jump back on the Metro Mover and actually go take it over the river there, which is going to look amazing. But good to see everybody. I couldn't talk too loud on the train. I didn't want to disturb anybody. But it's good to see everybody who's just joining in on this crazy windy night in Miami. So for those of you who are just joining, I wanted to give you an interesting interview coming from Bloomberg. And they interviewed the founder of Thoma Bravo, which is Orlando Bravo. So if you type !Bravo in the chat, it's going to drop the link. The Nightbot is going to drop the link for everybody to check out Thoma Bravo's interview exclusive with Bloomberg, where they talk about why this private equity company in particular only focuses on companies in the enterprise software space. And the number one reason is because Wall Street likes predictable earnings and predictable revenues. And a lot of the software now is sold on a subscription basis or an as a service basis. Wow, it's a lot less windy down here from where we were at before. Somebody says, is the Metro Mover free? Yes, the Metro Mover is free. Penelope, what's up? Says that Metro Mover thing in Tokyo is upside down. Wow. Is it really? So check out all of these brand new luxury apartment buildings they're building down here. Hey, Steven is here. What's up, Steven? SME Media says thank you for the stream. Tom, thank you for being here, SME Media. Hey, Collins, there's such a big temperature difference here in North America right now. Hemp Lord says Twitter could sell the blue check marks for $2 a user. Yeah, I mean, look, they've had it, all jokes aside, they've done a horrible job of, and that's why the stock price has gone nowhere for the past 9 years. So I would agree with the takeover of Twitter if they can sort of draw out clear and conclusive steps. And I think that this is why I'm excited that Orlando Bravo is getting involved, because he sees this. He understands that Elon Musk wants to buy the company. But with his area in expertise in enterprise software, he's probably like, look, if I buy this thing, I can increase operational efficiencies and probably add, I can monetize this thing and make a lot of money. Because the users are there, the engagement is there for Twitter. They just have to figure out how to monetize, and they've done a very, very poor job of that. So this is Southeast 3rd Avenue. I'll just give you guys a quick pan of the street here. 007 says Tom is so indicative of a great streamer. Thank you so much. Warwalker says take the Brickell loop. So Warwalker, how do we get to the Brickell loop? I will take it if you let me know how to get it. Yeah, there's like definitely a much quieter stream here. So Alfonso Gonzalez is like, Tom, the entire block across the street is going to be demolished. Yeah, probably to build additional apartment units. It seems like that's all they're doing now, is just knocking down things and building massive apartment buildings. James Davidson says, I heard he wants to buy Twitter for $43 billion. Yeah, so James, you're right. And here's the thing. Modeling that deal, $43 billion is like a 19 to 20% premium? That's a slamming deal. But there's the thing that yesterday, where it's not about business, it's about ego and it's about politics now. And I think those are the two biggest issues for Twitter. And I think that's why a deal probably won't get done. But I think if Thoma Bravo actually comes in here and offers a decent offer to take this thing private, I think then that will get done. Because Orlando Bravo is not as much of a controversial guy than Elon Musk is. And let's face it, a lot of these big stakeholders and shareholders in Twitter are also very rich and wealthy people, and they don't need to get rich. They're already rich. What they want to do is sort of gas up their egos. So check out the City National Bank building through the palm trees here. The Mighty Bulls is running with the Bitcoin. Good to see you, Mighty Bull, as always. Ibrahim Azam, Samantha R is here. Estelle says that building looks so cool. Good to see you, Estelle. Australia, always good to have you here. James Davidson, Colin Watts, welcome. Hey, Melee is here. What's up, Melee? Happy Easter weekend. Yeah, Penelope's like, they want to be a sponge. You know, I think I may spend my Saturday, I mean, thank God it's Saturday. It's going to be a good weekend. I'm feeling it. I think this is going to be a good weekend. I think I'm going to come down and hang out in Brickell this Saturday. Oh, check out this dog. I love these type of dogs. WW, what's up? Says greetings, Tomothy. Welcome, my friend. So look at this massive pit here. It's just like an empty pit of nothing. Yo, Triple G, the one and only, is here. Says just finished a cup of coffee with a shot of Fireball. Wow. That's interesting. Says hello, Tom Mods. Good to see you. Triple G, I've never heard of that one before. A cup of coffee with a shot of Fireball in the coffee? Wow. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, check out this cloud right here. It's like a red, this place looks insane. Look at this. For you, Tom, what's your favorite restaurant in Brickell? I can't answer that, honestly. I haven't really been to too many in Brickell yet. I haven't really been to any nice places, honestly. Hey, Sly Fox 94 says, Miami looks so cool. Good to see you, Sly Fox. Silent Sinks says, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. WW, welcome. Warwalkers is the stop you got off at. Just look at the yellow screen and it should tell you which one is the Brickell one. So maybe we'll walk to Brickell and then we'll take the Metro Mover back over. Gigi is here, welcome. Hey, Take Me to the Sea says, hey Tom, how you doing? I'm doing really good. WW says, Tom, do you tend to hang out by yourself during the day? I see you post all of these outside pics, but never had the motivation to go out alone. So I'm really only outside when I'm taking like a break, but I try to carve out like an hour of my day to get out of the house, because there's essentially one or two things that are gonna happen. Number one is when I'm working from home, I'm getting hammered and bombarded with conference calls, and that could literally last all day. So usually between like 12:30 and 1:30, I like to carve out a specific block of time to do something, like go for a walk or something like that. But that's usually about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. 007 says, Rooftop Skyscrapers Restaurateur is on the bucket list. Miss Brown Eyes, his top quality of that iPhone is superb. Thank you for the compliment. Appreciate it. The Mighty Bull says, watching, listening, laughing, and enjoying. Thank you, Mighty Bull. There's one thing about Miami. I mean, the lights are like 5-hour lights. It's almost like being on Long Island. Hey, Sheila Neal says, walk to Bayside Station, see the Metro Mover train, says Brickell, and get on the Brickell Mover Station. You know, we may do that actually. James Davidson says, Tom, when are you coming back to New York to do more live streams again? So I'm not sure. I don't really like to disclose anymore when I'm going to be coming and going. Warwalker, it's just sort of the end of being sick. I feel fine, but it's just the end of it. Silence is, man, what's better, Los Angeles or Miami? I think probably Miami. But then again, I'm probably biased being that I am in Miami. So here we are at the Wells Fargo Center. We are going to walk across the bridge to Brickell. Hey, Deja Vu says, happy Easter. Happy Easter to you too. Take Me to the Sea says, exactly, Tom. I have always do take an hour break since I work from home. Yeah, it was especially bad during the pandemic. So during the pandemic, obviously I was living in New York City and I was like a prisoner in the apartment. Like you couldn't go outside. Everything in New York City was closed. So those were really, really bad times. Those were horrible. And now with work from home, it's sort of like endless Zoom calls every day. So you have to carve out at least an hour of your time to do something, get some exercise. And that's really why I do these streams too, is because if I'm going to be sitting in a chair for 12 hours a day, I need to get some exercise. KKA says, hey from Detroit, good to see you, KKA. Silence is, when is the next spring break? Next spring. usually around this time. Cynthia Martinez says, what happened to the skateboard? I still have it. We'll start it up very soon. Jamie Massetti says, Zelensky says world should prepare. But then again, I read something in Bloomberg that says Russia could potentially use a low-grade nuclear missile or something like that. But I don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. I don't even want to speculate on that because it's so depressing. Hey, Jordan LeBeau says, happy Easter and Passover, Tom. Thank you, Jordan. Much appreciated. Thanks for watching. Triple G, the one and only, is here. Good to see you, Triple G. Says, Tom, they sell conversion kit for your barbecue to convert it to natural gas. Sometimes the kit is included with the original or you can purchase it for free. Ah, Triple G, that would be awesome. That would be amazing because I do have a natural gas line in the back of my house. So that would be awesome. Hey, Kat says, what New York City neighborhood would you say is similar to Brickell? Probably Midtown Manhattan. I think they usually like to call Brickell like a mini Manhattan. So the location where my office is right in the KPMG building, or the WeWork. And it's actually it's very similar to working in Manhattan. But the only thing is Manhattan is more like large scale, and Miami is it feels a little bit small. But good to see you, Kat, and thank you for joining, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Jay, it's good to see you today, Tom. Just got done working. What's up, Jay? Thank you for being here. It's a very windy night here in Miami. Smee Media says, hey, Chad, has everybody done their taxes? I finished mine. I got mine done. But if you guys are enjoying the stream so far tonight, feel free to hit the like button. Sebastian is here, says, hey, Tom. What's up, Sebastian? Hey, the one and only Diamond Dave is here. What's up, Diamond Dave? This is Tom, EV Skateboard, the bomb, and good evening to you. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for being here. Sebastian, Smee Media. I see DMG. What's up, DMG? 007 says, love the Bitcoin conference and the footage. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. Yeah, Diamond Dave is like, make sure to get brake lights on the back of the skateboard. All right, let's get off the bridge because the wind is starting to pick up a little bit. DMG says, love the streams, relaxing and informative. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the compliment. Hey, Jeff says, good evening, Tom, from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Good to see you. What's up, Jeff? And happy Easter to you. Here's another look at all the yachts here. But man, is it windy out. So one of the other metrics that is very advantageous about software companies is that gross margins tend to be extremely, extremely high. Wow, check out all the traffic here that's backed up. So gross margins on software or software companies tend to be extremely, extremely high because they're very asset-light businesses. So for example, if you hire a bunch of developers or coders to build a product, you could essentially sell it for 90% margin because your variables tend to stay relatively consistent over time. So if you take another business, something like that, it's very dependent on the prices of underlying commodities, right? So for example, what if the price of coffee beans goes up and Starbucks is selling a cup of coffee for $3? Well, in order to maintain their margins and not suffer from margin compression, what they're gonna need to do is raise the prices of their coffee, and that may impact sales. But with software companies, all you have to do is just code something one time, and then it's finished, and then you're good. So that's one of the reasons that Orlando Bravo, which is the CEO and founder of Thoma Bravo, he's like, that's why my private equity firm only goes after software deals. Take me to the sea, what's good? Much appreciated. So this is a satellite office of a very good coffee shop called Panther Coffee. .007 says April high winds, East Coast spring climate, annual deal. You know what? I mean, is it just me, or even from living in New York, I think ever since 2016, I feel like the weather patterns have gotten way more extreme. And I'm not trying to start a big debate in the comments about climate change, but I mean, the wind has been brutal, especially on Long Island. Like, it's gotten to the point where I don't even know how some people live in places like Long Beach, and because it's like every day is relentless wind, and the rainstorms are getting way worse, hurricanes are getting way worse all over the world. It's just very strange. Seems like everything has gotten more windy globally. Cynthia Beal, good to see you, says yes, and the seasons seem wonky as well. Laura M says, Tom, the wind is bad in North Carolina this spring too. Jeff says, yes, software companies have insanely good margins, yet their stocks have been getting beaten down for quite some time. Yeah, you're right, and I think the main reason for that is because interest rates have been going up, right? So as you have interest rates that are rising, because one of the biggest things about tech companies is that the vast majority of them right now are not profitable. So when you have these very high beta growth stocks, where a lot of their earnings are predicated in the future, or they're expected to earn a lot of money in the future, as interest rates go up, the present value of those earnings in the future are worth less today. So the market has to apply a discount rate to that. So I think that 10-year treasury yield settled right around 2.9% or 2.8%, and in turn, a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is now 5%. And I think that's the first time since 2011 where a 30-year fixed. Take me to the sea, good to see ya. Gulf Stream breezes, you love the Gulf Stream breezes. Gibson says, looks like big potatoes. They kind of do. They're supposed to be faces. Primer Dial says, yeah, hello, Florida, good to see you. Al Baker's like 5% is still a great deal. Yeah, I mean, Al Baker, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? I think a lot of younger people, such as myself, we didn't grow up in an environment back in the day when interest rates were above 10%, right? So, I mean, if you have a CPI, we actually just got a CPI print of almost 8%. So if you can borrow money at 3.5% or 4%, I mean, it's still essentially free money, right? Hey, Kaylee is here. What's up, Kaylee? This is good vibes. Good to see you, Kaylee. Penelope says definitely an Easter Island influence here. You're right. Diamond Dave says, Tom, are we on the edge of recession? What are your thoughts? So I think we're going to pull through and pull out of it, because I think this year is very unique. And the reason why I say that, and sort of Tom Lee from Fundstrat sort of alluded to this before, is we are in a midterm election year, a midterm election cycle. And if you look at historical returns for the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and the NASDAQ during midterm election cycles, Q1 and Q2 are always either negative to flat. So the market really doesn't perform well in Q1 and Q2. And I think the main reason for that is because Wall Street really wants to make sure that the government is going to be continuously divided. And the reason why I say that is because whether you like it or not, businesses do not like new regulations. They do not like increased taxes. So if there's any uncertainty where governments or where big businesses or Wall Street bankers think that there could be like a regime change, they start to price that into the prices of equities. But after the elections, when sort of everything settles down and there's no major changes, that's when a lot of the investment starts to really pick up. And Q3 and Q4 of midterm election years are actually very, very positive for stocks. Jatoba says, look at all the fancy people having dinner. Yes, so this is the Cipriani here in Miami. Sly Fox 94 says, I love Tom Lee, the Perma Bull. I like Tom Lee as well. I think Tom Lee is a great guy. You know, it takes a lot of guts to constantly go on mainstream media and really just uncensored say what you think. And that's why I respect Tom Lee. But Diamond Dave, thank you for your question. Great question, by the way. Strider 1239 says, when do you think we'll see an uptick on the savings rate at banks? Probably pretty soon, now that interest rates are going up. And I think that's also why financials will probably get a bid very soon. So this is the Aston Martin building that is not yet complete, but it's supposed to be one of the greatest additions to the Miami skyline. But Strider 1239, good to see you. Henry is here. So I live in Southwest Connecticut and then go to Southwest Port, Connecticut all the time. And it's very windy, so I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, Long Island, New York is insanely, insanely windy. You know, we'll actually walk this way and check on that restaurant that we saw the other day. James Davidson says, I like the warmer climate much better overall, and I don't like the cold and snow. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it when it's like 55 degrees, but I'm not a big fan of the rain and the snow. That's sort of what I'm not a big fan of. But good to see you, Triple G. I see you in the chat. Welcome. So if you look to your left of the screen, this is Brickell Key. Hey, and we have Eyeglass Lady here. It says, good evening, Tom. What's up, Eyeglass Lady? Happy early Easter to you. And I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Yeah, Ruby Falcone says the water looks beautiful. I think we have a little bit of high tide here. Usually the water isn't this high. Hey, Kaylee, this is a tropical city, a dream come true. Good to see you, Kaylee. Yeah, the water looks rough, says Jared Covey. It definitely does. It's probably because it's so windy out. Hey, Ice is here. Says, hey, Tom, what's up, Ice? What's up? Good to see you, my friend. So I did just want to say thank you to everybody because we did surpass 800 readers on the Behind the Street newsletter. So thank you everybody who is reading the newsletter every week. Much, much appreciated. And if you want to sign up to receive the Behind the Street newsletter, which is a free financial newsletter I write for everybody on the streams every week, if you type !news, N-E-W-S, in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to the Behind the Street newsletter. But we reached over 800 people on it. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. It's definitely far exceeded my expectations by 20,000%. So really appreciate it. So this restaurant is always packed, and it looks like a blast in there. Eyeglass lady, thank you, appreciate it. Jay says, I read that the bond market is down $2 trillion or 10%. Yeah, because rates are going crazy. And if we realize interest rates move inversely to bond prices, so as rates have been going on an absolute tear, you know, bonds have been getting absolutely clocked. Yeah, Layla's like running the kids before bed. Penelope, what do you think about this restaurant here, Penelope? Hey, Tracy says, magical sea monkeys in the ocean. Hey, Lake says, Tom, do you have many friends in Florida? Some of them, and more New Yorkers are now moving down here, so I think I'm gonna have a lot more. But I think one of the main reasons why I moved to Miami is because I already grew a pretty big network in New York City. So I think in order for me to grow and expand in my business and as a person, I kind of need to, you know, start something in another place, I guess. Alan Wilson's like, Tom, again, you point to a good restaurant you don't take us to. That's hilarious. Alan, I promise if you're ever in Miami, we'll go to one of these spots. Hey, DJ Trend says, what's the name of the restaurant? I'm not too sure the name, but I think one of the main reasons why I like this spot is because it's like an indoor-outdoor seating, which I think is really nice. And if you look right across the river here, or right across the water, this is Brickell Key. And this building right here is a very, very fancy hotel. It's called the Mandarin Oriental. And there's actually a Mandarin Oriental in New York City in the Time Warner building, which is now called the Deutsche Bank Towers. Hey, Yes Forever 18 says, when the economy is not doing well, the poor countries are much worse than the larger countries. Yeah, so that's a good point, Forever 18. So there's an old saying on Wall Street that when the United States catches a cold, the rest of the world gets severely, severely sick. And I think that's because America, we import so many goods and services from all over the world. And if we fall into recession, you know, people are spending a lot less money, and that means we're going to be buying a lot less products and services from other countries. Ice says, I love to see people not wearing masks and back to normal life. Yeah, it's definitely back to normal life here, for sure. But then again, I think in some cities across the country, mandates are coming back. Yeah, Layla says, we are so spoiled in the United States. So Layla, I'm not sure if you saw the most recent Behind the Street newsletter, but I wrote about that exact thought you had. Oh wow, I think this is a real life band in here. Very cool. Hey, John K says, beautiful night. Good to see you, John. Welcome. Hey, Jaguar72 says, hey, from Trinidad. Welcome. DJ Trent says, hey Tom, have you been to Sunny Isles Beach, Florida? I have, and I love Sunny Isles Beach. So Sunny Isles Beach is sort of like the Billionaires Row of Miami. It's really, really nice. Cynthia Beal says it's a mariachi band. You know, I'm very tempted to just end the stream and eat here. Just kidding. I would never end the stream on you guys. But this place looks beautiful. Looks really nice. Hey Jose, welcome Jose, good to see you. Says, hey Tom, good evening. I subscribe to Behind the Street. Thank you from Brazil. Well, thank you Jose. Let me know how you like it. And if you have any feedback, let me know. Latha's like, Tom ditches us for a nice meal. Not in a million years, not in a million years. War Walker's like, I wish I was there getting drunker by the minute. Strider 1239 says cough low battery. Hilarious. Eyeglass Lady, I would never. But Eyeglass Lady, I hope you have a great weekend. Hope you're having a good start to the weekend already. I mean, then again, it was a very slow day at work for me today. Because almost everybody was out of the office. You know, for Good Friday, everybody was out. All right, everybody. So we've been streaming for an hour and a half already. My God, time flies when you're having a blast. So let's walk to Brickell. Let's walk to Brickell. Dutchman says, Tom, when are you going to do the skateboard live again? So when I go back to New York, and assuming the weather is nice, I'm going to break out the board. That is a promise. It's just been a little bit hard because since the economy's opening up now, I've been doing a lot of business travel. And that means I can't just walk around with this skateboard in my hand. But we will get back to it as soon as possible. Yeah, Smee Media is like, Tom, is there a full moon tonight? There is a full moon tonight. I think this is a Lamborghini here. But besides all the supercars here in Miami, I think a Tesla is my favorite. Ice says the moon is supposed to look pink tonight, apparently. Let's just do a quick battery check. So that's why the battery has been dying. I have auto brightness on, and the auto brightness turns up the brightness all the way. So I just turned it down. So maybe we'll have a little bit more juice for tonight. Hey, Cooking is here. This is hi from Seattle. What's going on? Welcome to Miami. Yeah, everybody's saying these look like potatoes. They kind of do. But I think I agree with Penelope. I'm getting a little bit of an Easter Island feel. Hey, Lilith says those columns look like potatoes. Funny. Check out this building all lit up in red. Hey, Corey says enjoy it and look forward to your letter. Thank you, Corey. Much appreciated. Gomez is here. Says hello and good night. Good to see you. Hey, Rich, says Tom, do you have a walking shoe of choice? So I really don't. Whenever I do these streams, I actually wear these $10 beater burner shoes that I got at Walmart, because there's something I noticed. When I wear like an actual good shoes streaming, I blow through them in like a week. It's the craziest thing. But if I wear generic no brand shoes from like Walmart, these things are like A1 tanks. Like, they last through everything, and I could wear them for like 2 or 3 months before they turn to rubble. Ice says, are you planning to travel anywhere in the summer? No, probably just gonna stay in New York City. Probably just gonna stay in New York. I would like to travel abroad, but it's probably gonna be pushed to next year. All right, we got the lights. Gomez says hi, good to see you, Gomez. WW says, Tom, have you ever had to recover from a broken heart? I have not. I mean, thank God I have not. For use is burner shoes built for Tom. Built Ford tough for Tom, I know. You know, it's something I noticed. So if you get a really good pair of Nike running shoes, those things are gonna break down on you in like a couple weeks, especially if you're doing 13 miles a day on them. Because it's crazy. I was looking at the data, especially when we're in New York. We do about a half marathon a day, to put that into perspective, just when we're streaming. And that's not inclusive of any of the walking that I do during the regular day. So we bang out about 13 miles a night on the streams. But I'm not sure if you guys remember the nights when we used to skateboard. Sometimes we were knocking down like a full marathon on every single stream. 20 miles. I think the highest we got up was like 30 miles in one night. Hey, Marty Lewis. Happy Easter weekend, Marty. Marty, did you go swimming today? Usually Marty Lewis is just on her way back from swimming. I think this is one of these Rolls-Royce trucks here. Atomic Skittles, good to see you. Cookings is 13 miles per stream. I guess it makes sense, 3.5 miles an hour for 4 hours. So we usually stream for about 2.5 to 3 hours. And in New York, I think I tend to walk a little bit faster. But really, it could be less than that. Here's the only reason why I'm forecasting that amount is I went into the fitness app on my iPhone, and it said we do about 27,000 steps a day on the stream. And I think 27,000 13 miles, I think. Marty Lewis is like, I did swim. Happy Easter to you too. I think I want to start swimming. I think I'm going to do is wake up extremely early. Try to get into a routine, waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, going to Sunny Isles Beach, and start to swim laps in the ocean. I think that's going to build up my cardio a little bit more. Hey, Gomez says, good night. Diamond Dave says, Tom, if you travel to Dubai, would be a great place to go. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard Dubai is fantastic. Oh, I did go to this place after the stream last night. This place has really good coffee right here. Great spot. So if you're ever in Miami, go to this place. Very good place. Hey Ice, says you're the best walking streamer on YouTube. I love the dedication and the conversations are always entertaining to listen to. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate the compliment. And thank you for watching. That was all lit up in red. But thank you for saying that, Ice. Gibson says, I like Miami, but all the time I've been there, I felt so alone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that about New York too. You know, a lot of people don't have the luxury of having family, I guess, in these places, which I can understand how that could be a little bit hard. Ooh, I love the, oh, I thought they were on the one wheel, but they're not. They're on the electric boards, which are cool as well. Kaylee is Capital Post, good to see you, welcome. Hope everybody is good. YC says LA is worse, never felt alone in New York. Well, I mean, the thing about New York City, there's always something going on. It's like the same, you know, I think Miami is sort of getting like that as well. Like there's always something going on. There's always events, there's always something to do. YCA, thank you for joining. But you know what? I actually did kind of feel that way during the pandemic in New York City. Because, well, there was two reasons. I was trapped in my apartment all day on Zoom conference calls, literally for 12 hours straight. I would work from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. I would wake up in darkness, go to sleep in total darkness, and you couldn't go anywhere because it was a pandemic. So it's not like you could go get a cup of coffee. It was, yeah, hopefully we don't have any more global pandemics. Post Capital, or Capital Post, says, how is the crypto markets in Miami? You know, it was pretty good. We went to the 2022 Bitcoin conference, which was a blast. We met a lot of cool people, including the topic of tonight's stream, which is Thoma Bravo. And if you guys want to listen to Thoma Bravo's interview with Bloomberg, if you type !Bravo in the chat, the Nightbot will drop the link to the interview with Orlando Bravo. We have to go the other way. The escalator's broken here. But now this is Brickell City Center. So if you have some time this weekend, I would really suggest checking out that interview with Orlando Bravo, the founder and multi-billionaire of Thoma Bravo, the private equity firm that only specializes in enterprise software. So they don't do any other deals but in enterprise software because they like the predictability of the cash flows, they like the predictability of the revenues, the earnings, the MRR, the ARR. Ibrahim Azam, good to see you. Penelope says, Tom, I can't tell you how much watching your live streams last year brought me into a good place. Well, thank you, Penelope. Much appreciated. Hey, Daryl's here. Says, happy Good Friday from Chicago, Illinois. What's up, Daryl? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good one. So I think if we walk to the end of the block here, we're actually going to be able to see a really nice view. And maybe we'll jump on the Metro Mover if we cross the street and go back over the bridge. And that should bring us all the way back to the Omni. Or at least it should. Oh, or maybe that's the bright line I was talking about. I gotta see, we'll figure it out. But here's Miami Tower, or City National Bank building. So here we have it. This is the office where sometimes I work, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week. I work right out of this building, in the WeWork building here, right in Miami. Hey, Kumar is here. Welcome, Kumar. Always good to see you, my friend. Says, hey, Tom, how are you? I'm doing really good. Excited for the weekend. You know, I may spend some time in Wynwood this weekend. I may shoot some more standalone videos. I'm thinking about uploading around maybe 3 standalone videos a week, shot in 4K. I think it'll show everybody a little bit better perspective of how things actually look. So if you've ever seen one of the standalone videos I've uploaded, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on them, because there's a lot of people that email me that say they love the finance conversations and they want me to start a standalone finance channel, which is in the works. And there's also other people that just want to see like walking videos without any narration. So I want to try to give everybody a little bit of everything. Ruby Falcone says that would be great. I like those videos. Thank you, Ruby. Laytha says loving the 4K vids. Thank you, Laytha. 007 says Tom, work in the building, that'd be great. John K says the stream is looking clear tonight. Thank you. John Clara is here. Welcome. Jay says I don't have a 4K TV. You know, I think if you have, I think you could probably watch it on your phone as well. 4K. I guess it depends on what kind of phone you have. But we're about to pass the Lucid Motors store, which is another EV. WW says, I love the talking personality. The nice video is just the icing on the cake. Thank you. WW, very kind of you. John K says, love the 4K beach videos. So there is going to be another one uploaded tomorrow. So if you watch the video that I'm going to upload tomorrow, you'll see the neighborhood I'm going to walk through. And this is actually the original neighborhood where I wanted to buy a piece of property, and that's Normandy Isles or Normandy Shores. But the thing is, when I was looking at a place in Normandy Shores here in Miami in 2015, the prices were roughly $500,000, like $450,000 to $500,000. Now all of those houses are over $1 million, $850,000 to $1 million. So that just gives you some perspective of the price inflation we've had in the housing market. It's been absolutely wild. But hopefully, as interest rates are going up, hopefully that will put some pressure on a lot of these housing prices, especially single-family homes. Because for the first time since 2011, a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is well above 5%. And that's obviously due to the fact, we'll cross the street, check out Lucid Motors. That's obviously due to the fact that that 10-year treasury yield is now almost at 3%. I think it's probably going to settle at 3.5%, maybe go on its way to 4%. We'll see. Hey, Atomic Skittles says, it's definitely not for everybody. Some people say that you can't really focus in a WeWork building, but I like the environment of being around like-minded people in a startup type of environment. Because I've worked at big telecom companies and tech companies before. It's definitely a different vibe than trying to build your own startup, for sure. Yeah, Laytha says Florida housing markets has been bonkers since at least 2017. You're right. You're not wrong, Laytha. You're right. 100%. Take me to the sea says, just follow your instincts and do what you want, Tom. So far, it's all been good. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Jerry, what's up? Good to see you, Jerry. Cynthia Beal is here. Good to see you. Hey, Michelle K says, your streams are my unwind, Tom. After work, thank you. You're the best. You're the best as well. Thank you, Michelle K. Well, hopefully you have some time to unwind on this Easter weekend and relax. You know, one of my favorite things about Brickell or downtown here is the colorful paintings on the walls here. So we'll try to cross the street near this one random Burger King they have down here. But supposedly all these buildings just went up within the last 8 to 10 years. So all of this construction is new. I wish I came to Brickell when in like 2013, because but the first time I've ever been to Brickell is actually a couple years ago. So it was only last year. You know, actually, I think I've been in 2019. I was here in 2019, and even then, it really looked completely different. Cynthia Beal says some WeWorks have private offices. So some of them do, but I think that kind of defeats the purpose of a WeWork, right? If you just buy your own private office. I mean, in my opinion, the value out of a WeWork is you are able to get around a lot of like-minded individuals that are trying to build a lot of startups. So you can get a lot of ideas, idea generation, things like that. So my old CEO, Marcelo, he actually used to be the CEO of SoftBank Group. And I was able to actually say what's up to him during the 2022 Bitcoin conference. And he used to actually run all of the WeWork operations for SoftBank when they kicked out Adam Neumann. Because Adam Neumann really screwed up the entire company because, in my opinion, he did some nefarious things that, well, I won't comment any further. But Marcelo is a very respectable guy, but now he has quit his job as the CEO of SoftBank, and he is now working on the cryptocurrency infrastructure entirely. Jardel, good to see you. So this is a very, I guess you could say, popular spot. It's called Moxie's. Hey, James Dixon says, what restaurant is that? I believe it's called Moxie's, and it's sort of like a half and half bar and restaurant. I know, Layda's like, I watched the most recent, but then again, I don't want to say anything about him because I know some people that work with him. Time Lapse says, yes, Tom is back. Good to see a Time Lapse. Tracy says they paid Central Americans to build it all. Michelle K says, I am lucky enough to have Sunday and Monday off, thankfully. Awesome. Love that. Wow, War Walker says none of these buildings were here. It was only Burger King. That was the Lone Ranger. Wow. Time Lapse is just logged on. So Time Lapse, the topic for tonight's stream, and I think you would love it. If you type !Bravo in the chat, BRAVO, it's going to drop the link to a Bloomberg interview with Orlando Bravo, and he is the CEO and founder of Thoma Bravo, which is an enterprise software exclusive private equity firm. And I had the pleasure of sitting front row and center at one of his keynote speeches at the Bitcoin conference. And The reason why I want to talk about that tonight is because supposedly, I don't know if it's a rumor or not, but supposedly they're going to go right alongside Elon Musk and make a bid for Twitter. So Tomo Bravo may do that. So just keep an eye out. 61 says, Hola Tom, late in the house, but happy Friday. Yeah, happy Good Friday to everybody, and I hope you have a fantastic Easter weekend. So we'll walk this way and then around. And then that should bring us right to our 2-hour mark. I think this car is called a McLaren right here. Here's 61. The Mighty Bull is watching, listening, thinking, and learning. What's up, Mighty Bull? My favorite thing about Miami is all the colors here. Samantha R says, will we go on the Metro Mover next stream? Well, we may take it on the way back over the other side of Brickell, but we'll see. We may take it on the way back, because I think it may start raining. So whenever I have to work down here, oftentimes I go here to the Chipotle, right in this building. And it looks like there's still a ton of construction here. Time lapses with so many electric cars plugging into the national grid. I wonder how they can power all these companies. I don't know about that. Hey, Ahmad is here. Says, hello Tom, good to see you. So this is the place called Moxie's. I've never been here, but supposedly it is very, very ABX girl, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Hope you're having a good one. Layda, good to see you. So now we are walking towards Brickell Village. And I think this is probably one of my favorite locations in all of Miami. Has a very similar feel almost to the Lower East Side with the amount of a good time. Hey Tracy, good to see you. Time lapse says Moxie's equals 4.6 stars out of 5. Wow. Hey, Otto is here. What's up, Otto? Says love this area of Miami. Otto, hope you're having a good one. Hope everything is well in Canada. So this is Brickell Village, the heart of Brickell. Ahmad says, I'm doing good, Tom. I was streaming on YouTube. Ah, very cool, Ahmad. Very cool, my friend. So we'll take one lap around here. 007 says, Tom, Swan song on the stream. You know, speaking of the Swan, has anybody seen the Swan? I feel like he hasn't been on one of the actual streams in like 5 years. I hope everything's all right.
Could you imagine though? Like,
The Swan is one of our moderators from Ireland. I hope he's doing all right. Latha, have you seen the Swan on any line? I haven't seen him in. It must have been weeks. It must be weeks now because I haven't seen him. Yeah, Ruby Falcone says the Swan has been out for a minute. I hope he's all right. Yeah, Latha's like, I haven't seen the Swan in more than a month. I haven't seen him either. I really hope everything's all right with him. But he tends to do that sometimes, in all fairness. He tends to go away for sometimes he goes away for like an entire month. And then he'll just show up at one night at a random on the stream. .48's like, I haven't seen Swan here in about 2 weeks. I think it may be more than that. I think it may be more than that. But 48, it's always good to see you from New Zealand. Welcome, 48. So this place has been here since 1999. Layda, Ibrahim. Penelope says, yes, it's been some time. I've not seen the Swan. Love the Swan. Same here. I really hope he's all right. I wish there was a way we could message him. But then again, I don't think he's on the Discord. In here. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, there does seem to be a lot of people out in Miami tonight. But if you guys want to connect on the Discord, if you look in the I think it's the first or second link in the description of the stream, you could feel free to join our Discord, the Walks on Wall Street Discord, where we use it for a multifaceted approach. We could hang out, share photographs of around New York City and Miami, and network for investment banking opportunities, traditional software engineering, and software sales. Alan Wilson says 1999 doesn't seem like that long ago, but I realize that it's 23 years. Oh my God. You know what's the thing that scares me the most? That a person that was born in the year 2000 is 22 years old. I mean, I think anybody born in the year 2000 is like 5 years old. Anna says, busy night, looks like everything is back to normal. Yeah. This is the one place that I really want to eat in Miami where I have not been yet. It is this place right here. Has any Miami natives been to this spot yet? That could tell me if it's a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Oof. 48's like the Swan will pop up like a toaster. I hope he does. Otto says, imagine how I feel being born in 1965. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far away from you. I was born in 95. Good to see you. Yeah, I feel like anybody born in the year 2000 or after, it's like you're a little kid, but they're fully grown adults. It's crazy to think about. Triple G says in 2000, us IT folks had to contend with the Y2K software changes. Dude, that must have been insanity. That must have been insane. You know, I guess supposedly a lot of people thought the world was going to end in the year 2000, didn't they? Well, I think the youngest person in the group chat is probably Ibrahim. time lapses. I remember 12/31/1999. Everyone thought it was the end of the world. Ibrahim Azam says I was born in 2006. Wow. Well, Ibrahim, the best asset you have in life is your age. So enjoy it while you're still young, my friend. OP Chan says I was born in 1953. Well, that's still young. 53, 1995, I don't think it matters, you know? Hey, James Tiger says, yes, I am a programmer, and companies were scared and nothing happened. So here's the spot. It is 5 Southwest 11th Street here in Miami. I haven't been here yet, but I want to go. Penelope, appreciate that. So speaking of the Metro Mover, it's right here. So maybe we will jump on the nearest Metro Mover station and head out. You know, this sort of looks like one of the cars you see in the Wynwood Walls. Well, then again, you know, oftentimes on DNA sequencing, and I think as technology advances with DNA sequencing, I actually think the average age or the average lifespan of a male in America will probably go up at least 25% within the next, I don't know, I'd say 20 years. Because with DNA sequencing and gene editing software and gene editing technology, I think you could probably extend the average American lifespan and people around the world too. Because essentially, like Invitae Pharmaceuticals is one of those companies where you'll be able to actually edit away all of your illnesses, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it's true. So if we have the ability or the technology to understand what sort of genes are more susceptible to specific types of cancers and things like that, could you imagine early and essentially just edit all of those genes out? It's kind of crazy to think about, but it's true. And Kathy Wood, who is the CEO of ARK Invest, actually invests into a lot of these technologies, the gene editing, the DNA sequencing companies. So I'm not too sure what hotel this is, but there's always so many people outside. I'll show you guys. Cynthia says, Tom, I must be 20 years old because I was born in 1960. Well, the 60s was a great time, wasn't it? I don't know. What would you think the years would be the greatest prosperity? Probably the people born in the 2000s. Probably the people born in the 2000s, probably. But I mean, if you wanted to get on the ground floor of a lot of the technological innovation, I would say probably being born in the 80s. You probably had some of the most lucrative opportunities to invest in, like Apple when it was $1, Amazon when it was like $3. Because during that time, you were probably in prime working age, right? Or even potentially had equity in a lot of these companies. Yeah, WW's like 90s was a period of economic expansion. '48s is the 60s were some of the best years. Somebody says the 60s were great for high school. Nice. All right, everybody, we're gonna walk back over the bridge, or we may jump on the Metro Mover. I gotta see. We'll make that decision in 5 minutes. Yeah, 1988. So has anybody heard any more news out of New York? What happened with the horrible shooting that happened? Because there's a lot of talk about the cameras at that particular subway station weren't working for whatever reason. I think that's a little bit mysterious. Yo, Disney cast member, the one and only, my fellow Long Islander in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're feeling better, Disney cast member. Ooh, I'm feeling raindrops, or maybe that's just the air conditioning. Yeah, Kaylee's like too convenient. Isn't that bizarre? Like, think about all the cameras that are in the New York City subway stations, and that one particular camera just happens to not be working. It's insane. I'm not a conspiracy type person, but it's just too peculiar. It just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. Ooh, my phone's on 10%. And I need the phone for the bus. So we will have to end the stream. I gotta fix the auto brightness because I feel like a 2-hour stream, I feel like it's a pretty short stream. But regardless, thank you everybody for joining tonight. We will be back live tomorrow. I want to try to get some more standalone videos down here in Brickell, but starting soon, probably starting next week on Friday afternoons when the stock market closes at 4 p.m. I'm going to run a pilot program for the channel called Walks in Wall Street Happy Hours, or Behind the Street Happy Hours, where we will do a 30 to 40 minute stock market recap live stream where it'll be me sitting behind the desk, and I'll also drop a link in the chat, so if anybody wants to come up and talk and hang out, it'll sort of be like a Walks in Wall Street Happy Hour group chat, like a Zoom call, where we could talk about the financial markets, and then the last 15-20 minutes we could sort of hang out, network, and just get to know each other a little bit better. So stay tuned for that. That should be the first annual one, Friday. Still deciding on a platform where I should do it. Obviously I'm going to stream on this channel, but I want to sort of make it like a Zoom call where you could come up if you want to show your face, that's fine. If not, that's fine. I think I just want to make the audio portion where, I mean, I talk to you guys virtually all the time through the stream, but maybe to hear your voices and be able to have a more in-depth, conclusive conversation, I think that would be more beneficial. So we'll pilot that, we'll test it out very soon. So stay tuned for that next Friday. If you guys enjoyed the stream tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And if you want to sign up for the Behind the Street newsletter, if you scan the QR code, it'll bring you to the link where you could sign up for free at the Behind the Street newsletter. And I will send you a free financial newsletter once a week. And I want to thank you guys because we do have over 800 people that are signed up for the Behind the Street newsletter. So thank you all. Have a great holiday weekend. And to the Mighty Bull, have a good night wherever you are, because there's always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look. And happy Easter to everybody who celebrates. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody.